I've done been born ready. Lower. They captured it. I've been done born ready. I can't see anything.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Technically Speaking live show. So glad you can stop by and join us. As always, my name is Greg, and across from me this time, not to my right, across from me is Basic White Girl and only man whose phone number is lower than his golf score, golf handicap,
How long you been working on that one?
Dr. Scott Peachy. Welcome.
Cheers, everyone. We are doing. We're going to be argumentative today. So we're going to go ham on each other. Right this way. We're not paying any attention to you. You matter. Not you. Not you.
Well,
You
yeah.
matter.
You do.
You.
And the one behind you. And
That
the
one
behind
doesn't.
You. Yeah, I'm the only one that doesn't.
It's true.
Got a whole bunch of people waiting for us out in the comment section out there. So thank you all so much for being here early. We were totally on time, as is our normal MO. We got out in the audience. We got Modern Day Tech. We got
Cheers.
Seabos. Some handsome devil named Greg out there. I mean, boy, he looked like he's really representing that beard. We also got Everyday Tech from Columbus.
Yeah.
Welcome, fellow 614. And the mayor himself. So all kinds of people out there. Thank you all again so much for stopping by. For those of you who don't know, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Scott and I get together and we basically argue about technology. We talk about the latest stories that have happened in technology, basically whatever's happened in the last 7 days that's interesting to us, and we usually try and find some way that we can argue and basically prove that Scott's wrong about pretty much everything.
Scott explains the tech.
Which is my favorite segment of all time.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, and with that in mind, we got a whole bunch of great stories lined up for you tonight. We are talking about some of the more interesting products that have come out of MWC 2019 as that it is in the process of wrapping up now. Also, we're going to talk about how disgusting your phone is. Like,
Gross.
like it's really gross. It's really, really gross. Also, Bill Gates is talking about his 10, not expectations, but 10 breakthroughs that are coming in 2019 that are going to change the world. He's done this several years in a row, and it always turns out to be a rather interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Some of it's a little aggressive. Some of it's a little...
Real aggressive.
I don't say far-fetched, but it's right on that borderline of like, really? Are you... 2019, are you sure about that?
Like, there's one that I'm like, for sure?
Yeah.
Like, breakthroughs, we'll get into it, but does he mean like breakthrough like we're gonna find it, or breakthrough like it's gonna happen in 19? Because that word, I need to know how he defines that word.
Do you want to jump into that one first, or do you want to pick off some
No,
of these other ones?
I want to talk about, we made I think we've made a tactical error in
this is fun,
facing
because
each other.
I don't know how this is going to work.
It's tactical because I don't know if the mic can pick us up.
I can pick us up.
Can
You're
it?
loud enough, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know I'm loud enough, but you kind of have like a tiny voice.
Oh.
You have tiny child voice.
Tiny child voice. Okay, that's good. I'll take that one. I'll take that one to the chin. I don't mind. You know why? Because I'm an adult. I can handle your criticisms.
Yeah, I'm an adult because my voice is loud.
They roll right off.
I'm an adult because my voice is superior to yours.
Yawn. What else you got? That's how we roll.
It's gonna be a spicy one. This is how it's gonna go.
We going at it.
I'm gonna look into your eyes and watch as I steal your soul, like Shang Tsung style.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Which
Mortal
Kombat character was that?
Shao Kahn Tsung.
Go ahead. Talk to me about video games again, please. I can't wait to hear this one.
I've been binge watching Mortal Kombat 11.
Did you see Johnny Cage? They announced Johnny Cage.
I'll be honest. Johnny Cage has always been like a weak character for me. I've hated Johnny Cage since
the ball punch for Johnny Cage.
Agreed.
Is such a iconic moveset.
I don't disagree, but he has sucked so bad in basically since 1. He's just been awful since the first one, and he finally doesn't suck because his fatality was amazing.
And we're talking about a game where all the fatalities
can the camera see this hand?
No.
The camera can't see this hand?
No.
When he throws the skull, he does this.
Yeah.
Did you check that out?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to go check out. If you're interested in Mortal Kombat, you got to go check out Mortal Kombat 11's. All the new fatalities and stuff are just dynamite. I mean, words can't do them justice. It is everything you want in a Mortal Kombat game. Can't Can't express my excitement enough. All right, out there in the comments, we've had some happenings out there. Larry, so happy to have you with us.
Thank you, Larry.
We always appreciate your donations. You are very, very kind. He approves of the face-off angle.
I love the face-off angle. I will
I'm
look into
getting
your
into it,
soul,
yeah.
Shao Kahn Sung Sung style,
Just-
and I'm butchering
Just
it.
quit. Just
Okay.
stop while you're ahead.
Sorry.
Kathleen Garrett, Kathleen, I always love having you with us.
How are you, Team Greg? I am still so upset by this.
So, two things. She wants to know whether or not we're matching on purpose, which
We didn't
don't-
mean to.
I don't think we're really matching.
That's the
we're both-
lumberjack. This is the CEO.
with the puffy vest thing, the Eddie Bauer vest.
Is it Eddie Bauer or is it Eddie Bauer?
Yeah, it is.
It's Eddie
and
Bauer because that's what CEOs do.
She also says that our necks are going to be sore after.
I'll be
all
honest,
doing
you are
this.
100% right
I mean,
about
probably. I would imagine once we get into really arguing with each other, we're not even going to notice the camera for a little bit. And Cameron Corey out there saying that we are loud and clear, which I believe makes me, what's the word for it? Right. It makes me correct.
I would be like real talk.
Yeah, go for it.
Who's
What do
the
you got?
louder one? Want to play that
Oh,
game?
come on. That's not even a competition. You are, of course, the louder one. It's not a question about whether or not you're louder.
Why is everybody Team Greg? I'm genuinely sad.
Now you need to...
Red
you
and
need to-
check
you need to get
matching.
on my level.
No!
You need to get on my level.
It almost came out, Greg. Okay.
You want to talk about how gross your phone is?
Y'all have poop on your phone.
Yeah. Bet you didn't know that one.
You literally have poop on your phone. It's so gross. I don't even know how to say it. There was a recent study done. Look, there's been studies all the time about poop.
Did you read the article?
I read the
Because
article.
it's
Look,
Stats
there's a-
sent the article, right?
Yeah, there's a ton. No, I did. Stats didn't
I
find
thought
it. I did.
I thought Stats sent. Okay.
Stats not here. Stat doesn't matter.
Oh man, I hope
He's not gonna watch the show.
I know he never
He's
rewatches
never
them, but
watched
I hope he
the
does.
show.
Anyway, he
never watched
has,
the show.
He has watched like one.
When?
I don't know.
We have done almost 55 live shows. Do you realize? Actually,
Think
I
about
bet
that.
it's more than that. 60 shows.
That's
We did
crazy.
37, 38 of the original, and now we're on
Fiddle.
20.
Yeah. Are you counting
No,
the
like,
original dumpster fire ones?
no.
No. Wow.
Like
okay.
the original ones, like
Yeah.
that was a handful. But
Yeah.
remember when we had like that big red background
Yep.
thing with the circle ball?
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's like 38 or 39 of them, I think. And then we have 20 of these.
We've been
Yeah.
doing this for a minute, man. That's crazy.
I still don't like you.
I mean, I don't like you either, and also your phone's disgusting. Quit wiping your butt with it, or whatever.
What?
There's poop on your phone.
Okay,
That's
this
the point.
okay, there's
of your-
been tons of
the study.
studies that's come out and basically talked about how there's poop on your phone. E. coli,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
Look, if y'all don't wipe your phones, wipe your phones. It's just gross. Figure it out.
I literally have to. Like, I can't. Like,
You can't?
Fingerprints alone drive me crazy on my phone to the point where it
Dude.
has to be clean.
Do you know that you're not supposed to take your phone into the crapper?
I was just gonna. So I'm glad you brought this up. I was gonna ask whether or not
I do. I don't.
The-
I'm merciless about it.
do you wash your phone afterwards?
With I take a like a wipe.
Yeah.
Like a, I don't want to say a Clorox wipe
Yeah.
because I don't think I have Clorox branded wipes. I have like dollar store general
Okay,
wipes,
okay.
and I wipe it off. But that's not the point. If you have been watching Shark Tank, and I know that you frequent Shark Tank
All the time.
all the time, there is a product called Phone Soap. Phone Soap on Amazon. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop in an affiliate link. Yes, this is an affiliate link. I'm affiliating the link. The link is affiliated. You've been warned. Can I even put that in there? I think I can. That affiliate link will take you to a $50 product. It's a $50 product. Okay, go with me on this. This device
Okay.
cleans your phone of poop.
You,
It's legit too. Like they have done studies on the
Yeah.
Discovery Channel about it. Ton of it. Tons of stories
how about
about
just
this.
don't look? Can you not be separated from your phone for like 3 minutes?
It doesn't.
Like,
No. It's on your hands. It doesn't matter what you do. You
Wash
could-
your hands.
So, fun story. In the actual article itself, it talked about how people were like, well, 97% of the time I wash my hands with soap. So first of all, what about the 3% that doesn't?
That was going to be my next
There's
question.
3% that doesn't. Okay, so first of all, that's disgusting. And also, people are liars.
Yes.
So it's not 97%. I bet it's probably close to 80%.
Do you know how often in our place of employment I have gone into the men's restroom and I've
Yeah.
seen dudes
Uh-huh.
come in, do the thing,
Uh-huh.
and stroll out, and then go back to arguably their keyboards. Wow.
People. I have walked in on people washing their feet.
No.
Washing their feet. In the
Why?
sink. In the sink.
Okay.
Washing the feet in the sink. In the sink, Greg. Can't do this. So the point is like, can you be without your phone for a while? It does. That part doesn't matter because everyone else is disgusting.
No, I get that, but if you don't have your phone out while you're on the crapper, aren't you at least helping to minimize the amount of fecal chloroform and E. coli that is on your phone?
I would normally agree with you. You're limiting it, but
Yes.
you're not stopping it completely because go back Mythbuster style. I want to say
The toothbrush?
the toothbrush.
Oh, yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't take my toothbrush into the water closet.
Yes.
I don't do that.
I have a specific term for that I can't say.
Okay.
I want to so badly. I got in trouble for I fairly recently watched that episode.
Okay.
And forgot about it, and then was basically in a YouTube click hole, and
As
then
one
came
does.
across it again, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. This was while my wife was pregnant with our third child, and I was like, boy, that is really disgusting because we have a fairly open bathroom layout, and that would absolutely impact us. And I was like, okay, cool. So from now on, I'm just going to close the toilet lid. No big deal, right? As a man, I'm used to lifting the toilet lid anyway. It's not a big deal to me. Right? So,
Right.
I'm like,
I
cool.
was just trained that way.
Yes. So I'm
Lift
like,
up the
I'm just
lid,
going
do
to,
your thing.
but close both lids. No big
Yeah,
deal.
close both lids.
My wife gave me endless amounts of crap because she's like, it was, to her defense, it was like randomly in the middle of pregnancy or towards the end of pregnancy when she's going to the bathroom constantly. But she goes in and sits down, and the toilet lid is now closed. And so she had to stand up and then lift the toilet lid again so that she could go to the bathroom. And she's like, why did you just randomly decide to do this? And I explained it to her, and she's like, so what? You're driving me crazy with it. And I'm like, you don't see that as a problem? You don't want to keep your toothbrush relatively clean from the nastiness that's on the other side of the bathroom. Like, to me, that seems like a no-brainer.
Look. So in my bathroom,
Yeah.
in the bathroom that we have,
Yeah.
I have a door. Like I have a water closet. Like
Sure,
the toilet is in a closet.
Yeah.
You have the door. When I flush to do the thing,
Yeah.
everything is shut. Like I shut it all,
That makes sense.
and then
now.
I shut the lid,
Yeah.
and then I flush.
Yeah.
And then I open the door and close the door. I'm keeping it in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that it's not an impenetrable wall. Like when you open up the door,
But still, it helps to limit it,
helping
though.
a little bit, but yeah, I can't do it. Also, Kathleen says $50. I'd rather have a dirty phone. So what I just learned is, everybody, Kathleen has poop on her phone. Thoughts on brushing your teeth in the shower? 100% brush your teeth in the shower. No question. Saves so much time. Plus, you're warm.
I can't brush my teeth in my shower because I have an electric toothbrush, and I did it one time,
So do I.
and then my electric toothbrush quit working. So I can no longer brush my teeth in the shower.
Wait, do you have one that like plugs in?
No.
You have one with batteries. I have one I've used it every day.
Is yours like AA, AAA style batteries,
Yeah.
or is it? So this is like the Oral-B. It's the inductive charging one, so it's like completely sealed, and then you just set it on the thing and
Got it. Yeah,
So,
no, mine is not like that.
The problem that I have though is, so I take hot in the wintertime. I take hot showers,
That's
and it's the moisture.
ridiculous.
Moisture gets on the inside of it, condenses, and then ruins the whole interior. My toothbrush, matter of fact, after the first time I did it, my toothbrush was possessed. You would set the toothbrush down, and then randomly throughout the day, it would just turn itself on. And this was right when we were trying to sell a house. So we would have people come through looking at the house, and meanwhile, in one of the drawers of our cabinet, you just have this random buzzing going off. Like, yeah. But it would go off for a while. It'd be like...
And it's that sound of the wood just like...
Yeah, exactly. It was, oh, man.
Love the idea of brushing your... I brush my teeth in the shower every day. Every
Yeah.
day. No question.
I fundamentally don't have a problem with it. But, yeah, I just can't because of electric toothbrush.
That makes sense. But mine is the battery
Yeah.
powered ones.
That's
I
smart.
use it all the time.
That's smart. Larry says, my wife just commented from the other room, I hate the fact that they have coffee pots in the bathrooms of some hotels.
Oh, God. Strong agree.
I mean, look, the hotels, you've heard the horror stories from my wife about hotels, and
Awful.
I mean, all I'm saying to those of you who travel fairly often, be real careful about using the coffee pot in hotels, because I know of people that work in the airlines who have used coffee pots to clean their undergarments because it makes hot water.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's a thing.
I don't, and when I learned that, I stopped immediately.
Yep.
When I learned that, I go, nope,
Yep. No more coffee.
no
I'm
more
good.
coffee. I'll have
go
coffee
downstairs.
Downstairs.
Yep, that's the one.
Can't do it.
100%.
People are so gross.
People are
Wash your hands.
people are
and
a-holes
Use a washing machine, for the love of God.
and stuff.
And by the way,
and phone soap. Use phone soap.
By the way, I totally bought it. It's coming tomorrow.
The phone soap?
Yeah, totally did. No question.
Did you really?
I totally did.
Oh, that's so funny.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I will phone soap your phone for you.
Okay.
It's 10 minutes. You put it in there, close the lid, 10 minutes, poop-free phone. There you go.
I mean, I'm interested.
I'm gonna run all my cases through it too, because I go through I rotate my cases.
Okay, how does it work? I'm assuming it doesn't get your phone wet.
No,
Obviously.
it uses UV light.
Oh, dope. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yep.
So why wouldn't you just keep the UV light from the Whitestone Dome screen protectors that we have? Check out video on our channel where we go over the installation. Of
I
such
thought that
screen
same thing.
protectors. Yeah.
But it's in my very limited knowledge of
yes.
how UV light and everything works.
Scott explains the tech.
It needs a lot for a long time.
Okay.
And the Whitestone Dome only stays on for a minute in a finite area.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Like you get in Whitestone Dome, you have those LED style ones, and it's great, and it will help for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But from what I gather, it looks like. Well, let me just show you. It looks like that.
Okay.
So it looks like it just completely covers the phone.
Gotcha.
And just, I guess, burns it.
Interesting.
I'm interested to know what it does to the Whitestone Dome, though. That I'm
Actually,
interested
that's
in.
a good point.
I'm
That's a
interested to know,
very
like,
good
what does it do?
Whitestone Dome, for anybody who doesn't know, the glue on the Whitestone Dome screen protector is UV light activated. So, yeah, I wonder if it can, like, not over activate, but, like, over cure and basically start to break it back down, and then you're...
I'm interested to know, like, according to this, it's specifically scientifically proven germicide UVC light with reflective interior, 99.99% of bacteria. Also, clean whatever fits. While we built phone soap around sanitizing phones, you can sanitize whatever fits. Pacifiers, smartwatches, headphones, credit cards, keys. Now that is very interesting, because keys are filthy.
Keys are... so
Keys
gross.
and coins.
Yeah, oh my god, dollar bills. So disgusting. So absolutely disgusting. Okay, I gotta stop talking about how disgusting the entire world is, or I'm gonna turn into a hypochondriac.
Yep.
You wanna talk about... Let's talk about how petty Samsung is.
Oh, petty.
So Samsung has been notorious for basically trying to distance itself from Android and Google as a whole, which makes sense. They are a premium tier device manufacturer. A while back on the S7 or S8 when they introduced the Bixby button, I think it was the S8.
Bixby sucks. It's still around.
Oh yeah, Bixby is very much still
I know
around.
it's still around.
It's the number
Still sucks,
57 smart assistant, I think. 57,
I think
58.
Cortana's way ahead of it.
That's dirty. So Samsung has their own version of the Google Assistant that they call Bixby, and there is a special button on Samsung phones called the Bixby button, which allows you to basically push button enable the assistant or be able to talk to it, which Google Pixel phones can do just by squeezing the device. But hey, I'm not here for comparison of interface. However, a lot of people have complained about not being able to remap that physical button to do, I don't know, literally anything more useful.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have started. They announced at MWC 2019 Mobile World Congress that Samsung will now let you remap that Bixby button to do anything except
Google Assistant.
yes.
Will not allow you to do the Google Assistant, but in petty of pettiness, you can go map it to Google Search. So if I want to do a Google Search, I could map Bixby to tell me that Google Search and then voice command to search, but I'm not allowed to use the Google Assistant. That is petty.
I mean,
that's not a great user experience at all.
I agree that it's not a great user experience, but in defense of Samsung, they're trying to protect their brand. They're trying to protect something that they have I mean, I'm not going to say invested. I would almost argue wasted a bunch of money on, which is their own personal assistant. So I get that they're trying to protect it and just make it that much more clumsy for people who are trying to use the assistant to where they would just go, screw it, I'll just stick with Bixby.
No one would say that. Do you know how bad?
Look, I would rather remap the Bixby button to flashlight.
I would. Okay.
Infinitely more useful.
Look, that's so good. I would almost want to map the squeeze
It's a flashlight.
to flashlight.
Yeah.
Like I use the squeeze all the time for the Google Assistant, which I think is great. But no joke, this is what I do. I squeeze, turn the flashlight on.
I don't.
I do that all the time.
I can't remember the last time I used the squeeze feature.
I use the squeeze feature. I bet you I use the squeeze feature no short 5 times a day. No,
Seriously?
and you know me.
Yeah.
I said it was totally overrated. I thought it was stupid. It's like, why do you want to squeeze your phone? I think it's not. I use it 5 times a day, at least. Twice a day, probably for flashlight. I bet.
So I've backed off of I think it's dumb. I don't think that it's dumb, but I don't think that translates to like a very natural interaction point with phones. It just it's not something like it's not the forefront of my mind. Now the voice command stuff, like the ability to just yell out hey keyword and have the assistant, wherever I am in the house, hear my voice and then, do whatever action I've asked it to. That I massively underestimated how often I would use that.
I use it all the
I
time.
literally, like, all of the lights that are down here in the studio are all voice controlled via the assistant. So all I have to do as I'm coming downstairs into the basement is I just yell out, hey keyword, turn the lights on. Boom, lights are on. I mean, that's huge.
Speaking of hey keyword.
Huge.
I made a video today, actually. Made a video, went live today, Google Routines, that talks about utilizing the Google Assistant to do kind of those monotonous things. Turning the lights on, getting the weather, doing custom commands. So you should totes check out the video, Greg.
I mean, I probably will.
Let's do round of applause. Let's do raise of hands. Everybody in the crowd that's watched the video today. All of you put your hands down, you're lying. Because I know ain't nobody watched it. Ain't nobody watching it.
Larry brings up a good point, too. I love that Samsung has also announced that they're going to be protecting their devices with McAfee.
With the crazy guy?
Or McAfee.
The crazy guy.
Yeah.
That guy is insane.
McAfee antivirus, or McAfee antivirus. They are going to be protecting their phones and apparently smart TVs from that. I mean, do we have a moment of appreciation for how crazy technology has gotten to where we now have to install antivirus on our TVs and our phones? Phones, I feel like, is understandable. I mean, I get the TVs because it's all running, a lot of them are running Android. In Samsung's case, the smart TVs are all running Tizen, which is the Android, heavily rebranded version of Android. But still,
What?
Holy cow,
Why?
man. Honestly, it's because people suck at developing software. Software development is hard, and there's just almost infinite room for bugs to appear. So it's easier to write software that is basically massively inefficient, but it does antivirus type of stuff that scans for known viruses than it is to patch security holes. I mean,
So
it's
it's
just the reality of
laziness?
it. It's cost efficiency. It's cost effectiveness. It's easier to fight the virus by knowing what the virus looks like than it is to find all of the holes in your software and try and secure and patch them. Way easier. And by the way, I'm not calling antivirus easy. That is an insanely difficult, like, heuristic scanning for antiviruses, knowing, like, all of the different ways in which you can obfuscate code so that it's not detectable by antivirus. Companies have gotten incredibly good at doing that. Incredibly good at doing it. It's massively complex.
I don't even know what you're
That's
saying.
still easier than patching holes.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you said some words. They're real complicated sounding.
Thank you for watching, Mayor. I appreciate that.
The mayor's lying. I bet he didn't watch it. I bet he didn't. He probably did. He actually watches all of our stuff.
Does he really?
I give him credit for it. The number of times that he'll comment about having seen a video, I'm like, huh. What do you know? We're professionals. This is the big time.
Well, we do have a mayor that watches.
We do.
And the LA Beast has popped in a couple times.
I know, right?
And Kathleen.
And Kathleen.
who has poop on her phone.
And is also firmly in Team Greg camp.
Ugh.
I'm good with that.
Gag.
Google Home app can now change the light color on your Huawei lights.
Right, stats? What? Stats.
If only.
not.
Oh, man. So, Google Home app can now change the light colors without the native app, which is a big deal because you used to have the native TP-Link app, right?
Yeah, you saw it too with TP-Link or Hui
Yeah.
or what's some of my other ones I really like. I can picture it, LifeX,
Okay. Yeah.
Lifix. So
So
those
without,
lights.
do you still need the light bridge for some of those? Or?
So the Hui,
Yeah.
the Hue, still requires a bridge, but I can't get around that.
That makes
But
sense,
The
'cause
TP,
that's
TP-Link
the-
and the other ones don't.
The bridge basically acts as the Wi-Fi connection type of deal. So you've got basically Bluetooth that goes from the bridge to the lights, and then
I don't
Wi-Fi.
know how that one works. I can't remember, but the bridge serves its purpose. And
Okay.
whatever that purpose is,
You can't get away from.
I can't get away from with the Hue lights.
Okay.
Now, I have started to get away from the Hue lights and go to
Interesting.
LifeX. But the problem is I need to evidently read all my comments. Sorry, Kathleen got to me.
I haven't. Oh, I'm looking. Scott, read all your comments.
What
We
comments?
need shirts.
What comments?
Oh, Kathleen. Oh, Kathleen, I love you.
What
That is
com-
a
what comments am I
brilliant
missing?
idea. That is a
I
brilliant
made the
idea.
comment about I agreed with you about brushing your teeth in the shower.
A Team Greg shirts.
What
Gotta be-
comments are we talking
I
about?
want like Team Beard shirts.
You know
Oh,
what? I'm gonna go to the
happening.
YouTube app right now.
happening.
What is happening
For
right
sure
now? What comments? I don't see. Wait, I'm so confused.
That's all right. You'll get there eventually.
So the lights, the fact that the Google Assistant. Oh God.
Why? But
I'm all thrown off now.
why are you getting away from the Hue lights? Because you were a pretty early adopter with the Hue lights.
Yeah. So the purpose of the Hue lights
Yeah.
for me is I was an early adopter there because I wanted to be.
Right.
Because I wanted the lights to change color.
Right.
But other bulbs came along like LifeX
Yeah.
and TP-Link, and they just have a brighter, more vibrant color, and
Okay.
I didn't need a bridge. So it was hang
Gotcha.
on a second.
Yeah.
So that's just a more vibrant bulb.
Okay.
Which I like. I
probably
enjoy
your
the bulb
technology.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Now, the only problem that you run into is then you have to have that standalone app. Now you don't. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get to a point where I won't have to have the app at all. It'll just recognize the bulb. I still have to have the app when I'm setting it up. I believe.
Okay.
It's been so long since I
Yeah.
set up a bulb because all mine are set up. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So I have to go through and see now if that's the case because I don't remember.
Are the LifeX bulbs a little more cost competitive than the Hue bulbs? Okay, cool. So I'll just talk to myself for a minute while Scott reads. Scott can't multitask.
I'm trying to figure out what she's talking about when she said that.
The important thing is the lady wants a T-shirt for Team Greg, and I feel like I got to deliver. So,
I agreed with the comment. You said just leave your phone outside the bathroom and everyone start washing hands. I agreed with that. I at least I thought I did. Did you think that I did too?
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, because she's on your
on my
side.
team.
Because
So
you're
I'm-
like, wait a
I'm not gonna
minute,
say
I'm not
anything.
gonna bite the hand that feeds.
Larry says that Team Greg shirts would be great for Casual Friday.
You know what? I dare you. I dare you.
It's happening.
I dare you.
It's gonna be the first
I'm
product
good.
on our show.
Whatever.
It's delightful. I mean, okay, so are the Hue bulb? Let me bring you back into the conversation again. Are the LifeX bulbs more cost competitive than the Hue bulbs? Like, does that factor into the equation as far as whether or not you choose the light bulbs or not, or is it strictly about the quality of the light and the fact that you don't need a bridge?
Okay, so the fact that you don't need a bridge does, that's a kind of a big deal.
I agree with that. Yeah.
My big thing is the only problem that you run into that then you have to kind of set them up standalone, but you have to do that with the Hue anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it's not about cost.
For me, it's not.
Yeah.
Like I like the vibrancy.
Yeah.
The vibrantus.
The vibrantification is the maximum.
For me, it's just a
vibe.
brighter bulb.
Okay.
But the only
Yeah.
problem that I was running into is the reason why, like on the 3 bulbs that I have behind in my studio,
Right.
they're still Philips.
Yeah.
Because I need them the same color. So TP-Link, LifeX, and Hue,
yes,
when
yes.
you say white,
It's a
that's a
different one,
very
yeah.
different. Some of them are colder. Like I believe the TP-Link was a colder. The LifeX was a warmer one, and
Yeah.
then the Philips was just yellow.
Yeah.
It was not white. Like
Well,
I look at this as a white.
Sure.
This is white to me.
So, to be fair, if you buy an actual light bulb, like even the old school incandescent light bulbs,
Yeah, they're not
you still
white.
had like different Kelvin ratings, so like 5500K versus like 8500K or whatever. You had different temperature ratings for the light bulbs that determined whether or not they were the bluish white or the yellowish light.
So I like a bluish color.
I'm with you.
I like so like this
Yeah.
is warmer than what I would prefer.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. So we're there on the same
Yeah.
plane, I guess, as that.
Yeah.
I like a color like this. None of you or anybody watching on the live show or
I mean,
the
you-
podcast are going to know. It's
Y'all know
more
what we're
of
talking about,
A
though. There's the-
bluish Kelvin color.
It's the blue versus the warmer reddish yellowish light. I mean, anybody who's ever bought a light bulb knows exactly what we're talking about. But I'm with you. I like the bluer light. We
Yeah.
actually had at one point in time in almost the entire house we had blue LED lights, and my wife does not like the blue ones. She likes the warmer color ones.
I don't like warmer colors.
Because
I
you're
don't
a cold
enjoy-
person.
I am a
You're-
cold person.
you're
I don't.
cold.
I don't enjoy the like. It just looks fake to me.
Some would say you're frozen.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
I was waiting for a random
Come
either
on, that's
song
what-
or reference to. Okay, do you want to talk about Bill Gates or Mobile World Congress? Some of the craziness that happened at Mobile World Congress.
Rock, paper, scissors. I win. It's Bill Gates. You win. Mobile World Congress.
Okay.
That's 2 out of 3, or just straight up 1.
Let's do one. Let's
All
do
right.
one. Ready?
So it's going to be bang, 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 go.
Yeah. One,
Ready?
2, 3, shoot.
Yeah.
Right?
Bill Gates.
Okay. Bill Gates. Every single year. All right, Scott, did a thing, whatever. He won. Every year, Bill Gates puts together a list of 10 breakthroughs that are coming in the following year. So last year, obviously, the 10 breakthroughs for 2018. This year, no different. He puts together the 10 breakthroughs for 2019, and there are some interesting, pretty scientific, like sci-fi-y sounding breakthroughs that he is saying are coming in 2019. Now, far be it from little old dumb me to argue with somebody like Bill Gates, who has basically made his fortune being smarter than all the rest of us put together.
What I was
But
trying.
some of these are like, what?
I was trying to figure out if he had a. This is what's going to happen. Like, did he do this last year in 2018? So I could be like, Bill, you went 0 for 10.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to find it really quick, and the answer is no. So this looks like this is a first time thing. for him.
He's done similar expectations for the coming years. It may not be done by Forbes, and it may not be like
Fair.
the 10 blah 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 whatever. But this
So-
is for sure not new ground for Mr. Gates.
I would agree with that.
That being said,
Yeah. So there's nothing out there to say like how accurate these things are going to be, because I can't compare them to his 2018 because
Right.
I can't find the 2018. But he goes, I got. So do you want me to give the 10, or do you want me to just say what I think is crazy? I mean, they're all crazy.
I mean they're all great. Let's just start with the very first one and move down. Right.
Robot dexterity, robot hands that can learn to manipulate unfamiliar objects on their own.
Now,
Okay.
do you think that's going to happen or not?
I think it's happening.
I would agree with you.
Have
you seen the video of the robot hand that basically learns how to effectively juggle a shape in its hand so that a different symbol, so it's got a cube in its hand with different symbols on either side, and the robot learns how it needs to manipulate its digits to rotate the cube so that different symbols are facing up to a camera, and then it's basically scored on its ability to figure out how to articulate.
I was thinking more along the lines like the Boston Dynamics stuff. Like,
Yes, I mean,
I wasn't thinking they've made a hand. I was thinking
Yeah.
like they've made a way to manipulate the door. So
Which they have.
creating a hand
Yeah.
is probably the next logical step.
right, yeah. So
I agree with that.
interestingly enough, that's a thing that they are already doing.
Okay.
What I also think is interesting is with the robot dexterity thing, not only is it robotics learning to like mimic the movement of the human hand, but it's also being powered by AI. So it's not like they're not pre-programming routines to learn how to manipulate the object.
Well, they're probably just saying, put this thing up top. I'm
But
really
it's-
dumbing this down.
Sort of. So
And then if
it's
it drops it, they just probably do they put it back in and it's a learning point?
Yeah, I mean the hand is basically like attached to a wall or some type of like stationary thing. It's not a whole arm that can reach and grab.
Right.
But the point is that it's AI powered. So when you fire up the hand for the first time, oh, I'm sorry, am I boring you, Scott? We're just trying to do a show here. No, that's fine. It's fine. Do you need a nap, little guy?
No, sorry.
I'm such a terrible friend.
Sorry, I was at the office early, actually doing work, Greg.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know, I worked and put a video out today, Greg.
Okay. Yeah, that one definitely works. But you recorded it yesterday, so it doesn't count.
I did. I recorded it yesterday at like midnight.
Well, that's dumb. Why would you do that? So anyway, so the hand, when you fire it up for the first time, like it doesn't necessarily know exactly how to move. Like it's learning how to move all of its digits to do rotations. Yes, Johnny Cage. Every single time. So I that's an interesting kind of intersection between robotic technology and artificial intelligence. Anyway, next one.
New wave nuclear power, both
Nuclear?
fission.
Nuclear.
That's what I said. Nuclear power.
Nuclear.
Is it nuclear?
Nuclear. Nuclear.
What did I say?
Nuclear. Good God. Nuclear. Nuclear power. New wave nuclear power, both fission and fusion reactor designs going to help us bring down carbon emissions.
Nuclear.
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 Oh my God.
Nuclear?
Read the word. New clear. CLEAR.
Nuclear.
Clear. Clear. Nuclear. You. I hate you so much.
Nuclear.
Anyway, so I know that they are already working on the tokamak fusion reactor, and there are some other designs that are out there. They're desperately trying to achieve basically not room temperature fusion, but fusion at a temperature that is much more stable. Which
Some would
obviously
say
have.
nuclear.
Some would say nuclear. Some wouldn't. Most wouldn't. Most wouldn't.
Boy, I've been saying that word wrong for a long time. Many years I've been saying that word wrong.
I thought you were messing
No,
with me.
I can't say it. I swear to God right now,
Yeah.
I can't say it right. Like, even if you go nuclear,
You just said it.
Nuclear, I can't unsay it.
You just said nuclear.
I can't unsay it.
Hey, you know what I just learned? Benedict Cumberbatch can't say the word penguin.
Really?
He did an entire documentary about penguins.
Without saying penguin?
And, he said penguin a lot, but he calls them penguins. So it's an entire documentary of him talking about penguins, calling them penguins. It's fantastic. I love that man to death.
I can't say that word. I cannot say the word.
We all have our weaknesses.
Look, this could be the first, well, not the first time in the history, because I've said a lot of words wrong. But I know what that word says, and I still can't say it. Nuclear. 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 Nope.
I
don't even want to check the comments right
there's
now.
all kinds of hashtags and T-shirt ideas. Got to get that store fired up. That's hilarious, dude. I'm laughing so hard the back of my head hurts. Ridiculous.
Team Grails front nuclear. I can't say the word. I don't know what it is.
Oh my god.
I don't screw up a lot because I'm pretty perfect, but boy, I can't say that word.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh god.
I'm skipping the nuclear. I can't even say it wrong. I can't even say it wrong. I'm skipping the nuclear.
You just said it wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So whatever. They're trying to do some stuff with the thing and
More power,
whatever.
something about.
Predicting preemies, a simple blood test to warn of preterm birth, potentially saving many children's lives.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
cool.
I don't know how you would do a blood test to do that,
mean,
but I think it's cool.
Neither one of us are doctors. If you can do that, hey, more power to you, man.
Gut probe in a pill.
That one's interesting.
A
to me.
swallowable.
Swallowable. Swallowable. Swallowable. A swallowable device that can image the digestive tract and even perform biopsies. Perform biopsies?
I'm really struggling right now. Looking at you makes it worse.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. What are you trying to say, my friend?
No, I don't know, because I can see in your eyes that you just want to let it go. Let it go, Frank.
I'm trying to move on just so the back of my head will stop hurting. I'm telling you, I'm laughing so hard. The muscles in the back of my head.
I'm trying not to screw up other words.
Now you're self-conscious
I
about it.
really am.
Swallowable.
Swallowable. Woo! I don't know how you would do the biopsies, though. That, to me, is a really interesting, like, a phenomenon. Go on with your t-shirt ideas. You know what? Let me just go over to the comments. Hang on. Pause for those.
Kathleen says she's a size medium in t-shirts. I got you,
I'm a
fam.
medium in t-shirts for whoever's putting in the order.
Oh my gosh.
What's really in those cans?
No. It's legit water. It's legit
water. Yeah, like
Scott
I don't
drinks.
I don't drink alcohol.
You drink sparkling water by the truckload, though. You love that stuff, man.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Nope. This is just me. I'm just dumb.
I'm the alcoholic of the two.
I love just to have swallowable water. Choke it down.
That was everything I had to not spit out beer. Where's Banks at with his squozen? That's all we need now.
Squozen? I don't know. How would you do a biopsy, though, with a pill?
I have less than no idea.
Was it like those things like nanomites? Is that real?
No. Nanotechnology is like, in the future, it would be really cool if we made really, really small machines. And you can make machines that are small, but we're not at the point where they're necessarily functional or practical yet. So, for example, they've made like these really, really tiny nano like syringes, basically. So you have to get out a ridiculous. I don't think that it's an electron microscope. It's not that crazy, but it is a really, really high-powered microscope to be able to see this syringe that is basically flat, and then actuators kick off and it like stands up and pokes out. Like, that is a machine, right? By the very definition of. But practical, that's a different story. And we're not there with nanotech yet. So
I think it's cool.
I think it's very cool, but I mean, so gut probe in a pill, a swallowable pill. Let's talk about the variation in pill sizes there are. First of all, are we talking about a horse pill?
Well, if you can swallow it, then.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, how big is this pill? I'm betting that it's not like a Tylenol 3.
No, I would imagine it's probably like.
It's probably like blah! like
a horse pill.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't not think about the Matrix when that happens. I don't know why.
Really?
I always think of the moment where I can't think of her name, goes to Neo and says like hold still and like holds him down in the car and he gets the thing out of his belly, the belly button.
Yeah.
I can't not think of something like that happening with a swallowable pill.
Oh, look at you. You learned how to speak.
I'm really trying. I'm really trying right
on
now.
that struggle bus.
I think it's very cool. I think it's great. This next one, I'm really excited about this next one, which is custom cancer vaccines, a treatment that uses the body's own immune system to target its own or target only tumor cells.
Now, for sure, say more about that.
Yeah, like the idea that it's using what your body already makes, already produces, is nothing. It's nothing that is artificial to the body. But if you can say, I'm going to customize this vaccine to even reduce, not eliminate, but just to reduce the potential you have for cancer by using what you already have. Already your own stuff. I don't know how. Like, this all sounds mythical to me, like a unicorn.
Sure.
But if you can figure that out,
that's huge.
It's the increase, like, even if you could reduce it for me or prolong it till the very end. Okay, cool. Let's have that conversation.
Well, I mean, I'm interested no matter what. Like, cancer is
awful.
One of the things that just absolutely terrifies the crap out of me about the idea of getting older. It's basically like, losing yourself, like Alzheimer's, where basically you disappear, your physical body remains, but the person that is you on the inside disappears. That terrifying to me. So is cancer. Cancer terrifies the crap out of me.
Yeah.
So anything in that area, like medical advancements we can make in that area, especially if it can be a thing that basically leverages your own body and a customized treatment to treat your specific cancer in your specific body, bro, you got my attention. Like that, you're
Agreed.
saying all the right things.
Strong agree. The cow-free burger, both plant-based and lab-grown meat alternatives that could drastically cut emissions from the food industry.
Okay, so I know a little bit about this. A couple of things.
I know
First
the
of
lab
all-
meat. I don't know the plant one.
So first of all, like cows, just the act, like Americans are very big about beef, the beef industry. Steak, I love me a steak. Love me a steak. I'm a terrible
We get it.
moral philosopher, you know what I mean? Like I get vegans and I totally appreciate what they're all about, but man, do I love me some steak. Anyway,
A cow emits gas.
tons of it. It's massively polluting. If it's not just the specific cow with its methane release from its posterior end, it's the energy and the emissions that go into transporting the cow around, transporting the grain to the cow. It's just a very inefficient system. So a lot of people have basically made the statement of, if you really want to be all about the environment, just don't eat a hamburger. Just put the hamburger down, which I'm all about that one. Like if I'm going to have meat, I save my meat allowance for a steak.
No, I'm a hamburger all the way.
I used to love hamburgers, but I try very hard to just kind of steer clear of them.
I go hamburger before I go steak.
You are a crazy person.
I love
There's-
hamburgers.
Okay, I gotta know. Comment section, help me out here. Steak versus
Okay,
hamburger.
well, hang on a minute. That's
Steak's
not
gonna win.
like again.
Team
I
Greg.
know the steak
It's-
will
it's-
win. Like if you give me a really nice fillet, I love fillet.
Oh,
I
now
really.
now he's down on the bed.
No,
Listen to
no.
him.
Now listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Just,
Okay.
I love steak. Don't get me wrong. Myself, I like a good burger. Like I go to places to try burgers. Like that's just a thing. Like I realize it. Like if it's one of those things, I could get to choose a burger. I could choose a steak. Have I ever had your burger? Like, is it a situation where I've ever had the burger? Like I want to try that. That's
Sure.
my thing.
Everybody's Team Greg. We get it. Steak. It's the look. If you're not gonna be a vegan, you got to be on Team Steak.
I think steak's a great idea. I really do. Like, if you were to tell me to give me a really good burger or give me, like, your run-of-the-mill, like, Outback Steakhouse Porterhouse, but I have a chance to have a really good burger,
Yeah.
I'm taking the good burger. Because
Wow.
an Outback...
Okay, I guess I
Okay.
get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
like a gourmet style burger versus a
that's what
run of the mill like restaurant grade steak.
Agreed. Like,
I don't know. So Outback is tough because there's still a steak house. They still can, if you get a well prepared steak, not a well done steak. If you eat your steak well done,
If you eat your steak
get
well
out.
done, get out.
Yeah,
Like,
we can't be friends anymore. Anyway,
the variety of burgers, to Larry's point, is awesome. Like,
I get it.
burgers are...
Totally get it.
Burgers are... I love what people are doing burgers. I had... you like craft beer.
I love craft beer. Yeah.
I love craft burgers, I guess. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah, I can see that,
I
yeah.
enjoy
yeah.
like a strange burger, like a peanut butter and jelly with bacon burger up at a certain place close to here.
Okay. Yeah.
They
I know what
made,
you're
like,
talking about.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like the pub something or other.
Yeah.
Like, but I had that. I was like, that sounds terrible. It was fantastic.
Huh.
Fantastic. So, like, then I started opening up my whole eyes to,
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, what? Like, I'm not talking about, like, a Five Guys, which, by the way, Five Guys is way, way better than most. I'm going to argue this. I love Five Guys.
Yeah.
And for my California peeps, there is another restaurant that makes burgers that's really, really popular in California, and I'm going to leave it at that. They know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I ever am on the West Coast,
It's
even I
No,
make
like-
a stop there because
like,
it's such
and
a rarity.
And I'm telling you, they're great. They're not Five Guys. They are not Five Guys, and I
boy.
will fight anyone to the T on that one.
So I feel like the rarity of In-N-Out makes it a destination stop.
Definitely.
that
It's a
like ratchets it up.
It is a fantastic burger.
Yeah.
It is not Five Guys.
Wow.
Five Guys is
Wow.
that far and away better. Oh, that's not going to go popular with some California folks.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Number
okay, hang on.
7.
So I want to say more about the cow-free burger. There is, I've seen, there's a company. I don't remember where they're located, but their claim to fame is basically rearranging plant-based proteins and making synthetic meat out of it. Now, where they are doing something different that companies have not previously done before, they are rearranging the proteins in such a way to mimic the structure of the meat too, because you have to remember that part of the flavor of the food that you're tasting also comes from like the other senses, like texture and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So what they have done is basically made a synthetic chicken that tastes like chicken. I mean, everything tastes like chicken, right? But it has the same consistency as chicken, but it's not meat. It's plant-based. It's a plant-based protein. Super fascinating. So the idea of taking that type of technology, and if you can mimic the flavor and you can mimic the consistency, if it tastes like a burger and it has the same consistency and it just so happens that it's a green solution, and I mean, I don't know where it fits on the healthiness factor, but
Yeah.
I gotta believe that it's gotta be more healthy than a regular burger.
Look, I'm down to try it. Like
I'm in.
I try some like crazy burgers, like
Yeah.
I said before. Like so, this like turkey burger. Sure,
Yeah.
I had a turkey
Yeah.
burger. I don't mind them all. I've had tofu burger. I don't care. I don't mind. Like my
Yeah.
thing is, I will try it. So if somebody's like, "Oh man, I'm never gonna have that thing ever made in a lab."
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, that's not the first thing you've ever had made in a lab. I assure you of that.
I mean, that doesn't bother me in the least.
Not in the
It
least.
doesn't even phase
But
me.
some people really freak out about
Sure.
that.
Well,
And I'm like, I don't really care.
I mean, okay, where I draw the line is like, have you seen up before the big like revolution with technology in the food industry with like synthetic meats and stuff like that? There's a lot of people who are saying the food of the future could be insects because they are so high in nutrition and easily produced.
Okay.
So the idea of having like, oh, here's a cricket
Mosquito.
on a stick, and then you eat it. That I can't.
I'm not
do
getting
that.
down
Yeah.
like that. I mean, you're not going to give me like a hamburger patty or a patty of
Made out of
mosquitoes.
squished mosquitoes.
No,
Look,
I'm not going to do
it's
that.
just like a real one.
Going to some of the comments, I agree with you all in steaks. I just really like the variety of burgers. If you give me a really gourmet burger versus just kind of your run of the mill, like I'm going to go, again, I say Outback or Applebee's or something like that, then
Kathleen, controversial. I don't like In-N-Out.
amen to you. I agree with to me
Yeah.
it's good. Like but for me it was good because I had never had it and I'm from the Midwest. But it's not like, holy cow, this is the best burger I've ever had. No, Five Guys is better. Five Guys is better.
I
In-N-Out milkshakes, very good.
I feel like I need to do
deny that.
I need to do the head-to-head comparison. I need a fresh In-N-Out and a fresh Five Guys in front of me and try them both, because in my mind it's been so long since I've had In-N-Out that right now if I have the opportunity to have Five Guys, I'll take In-N-Out 10 times out of 10 right now.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is a hot take because
Yeah.
it's a rarity for you.
Because it's a rarity, yeah. Because it's
Uh-huh.
I mean, first of all, I don't have hamburgers all the time. Second of all, it is In-N-Out, which is where we live. You can't get.
I've heard that Shake Shack is one that I have to try too. I've never had Shake Shack. I think they started.
never had them either.
I think they started in Texas.
Interesting.
I think Shake Shack. Somebody in the comments correct me if I'm wrong. I
Shake
think
Shack.
it's called Shake Shack.
Do they have them up here?
It's coming.
Okay.
I believe
Interesting,
In-N-Out is the most.
interesting.
Wow,
Gary, welcome, my friend.
Gary from the top rope. From the top rope.
Yeah.
Smells like we need to go to Cali.
Hey, sign me
I-
up.
I
will go.
love Cali.
I love the
I
West
want to
Coast.
say that Shake Shack came from Texas. Go to the next one while I check it.
What else do we have? Carbon dioxide catcher. So techniques for absorbing CO2 from the air and locking it away may finally become economic. So
Could
there
not be
have
more
been
wrong. It is literally New York City.
New York, Texas, whatever.
Whatever.
So there's been a bunch of, for like a long time, there have been labs that have been trying to demonstrate the idea of like sucking CO2 or sucking carbon out of the air, processing it, and basically distilling that carbon into some type of solidified form, thus removing the amount of carbon in the atmosphere, right? And the idea that it's going to help us fight global warming. Cool. They are massively inefficient. Massively inefficient. Like, you end up expending more energy to pull a fraction of the carbon out of the air as opposed to just like not doing that process at all. You're actually further ahead. Like the energy, because you got to think about what energy does it take to run whatever system you're using, induction fans and your compressors and all this other stuff that's condensing all that carbon out of the air. Where's that electricity coming from? Is it a green source? Bet not. I bet it's not all solar and wind. It's probably coming from some other,
coal.
Yeah, exactly.
Gas. So, even if it's natural.
Exactly. So I'm interested in the idea of a carbon dioxide catcher. The idea of carbon dioxide, pulling carbon dioxide out of the air is different than just pulling straight up carbon pollution, like carbon particles and stuff in heavily polluted cities.
What do you do with it?
So that's the question. They're saying lock it away may finally become more economic. Lock it away in what sense?
What the hell does that mean?
Well, I mean, you figure the way that the Earth stores most of its carbon dioxide right now is oceans and I believe like the permafrost up in the extreme northern hemisphere. So you could probably take carbon dioxide, condense it, freeze it effectively, making dry ice, and then, I don't know,
just put it in the Arctic.
Yeah,
I'm literally
freeze
gonna,
it.
I'm gonna suck it out of the air, and then I'm gonna go driving by a penguin. Here you go, penguin. Here you go.
That happens to be walking around this Russian nuclear sub that just appeared. Nuclear. Yes. Nuclear.
So I said it right.
You said it right.
Nuclear. Yay.
So they can be taught. I'm interested. It's the energy efficiency thing is where this whole idea lives and dies. But the idea that as humanity we can basically engineer our way out of tricky problems like global warming. Boy, you're saying all the right things. I would love to see some money put behind this. Behind the science
to do something.
I completely agree. I feel like to do nothing is it's irresponsible and frankly immoral. I mean,
1,000%.
that kind of screws our kids. That's no fun. Kathleen Garrity, we love you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Team Scott.
No. I got to work on those t-shirt designs now. An ECG on your wrist. The ability for people with heart conditions to continuously monitor their health and get early warnings of problems. That already exists.
That exists. It's an Apple Series 4 watch.
So I wonder if Mr. Gates talking about this, are you trying to clue us into maybe a Microsoft-backed product?
Well, no.
I hope not.
What would they do? Why would you double down on
It would
that?
have
It's
Cortana on it.
On your wrist.
But it would have
It is
Cortana on it.
What's
totally different, Scott?
Is it though?
Yeah, Cortana.
Let's skip that because it's an Apple Series 4 watch. Number 8 on his list is literally an Apple Series 4 watch that you can go buy right now at apple.com.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure why that is a
I'd like to know
breakthrough in 2019 because that was a breakthrough in 2018.
You can get an EKG on your wrist literally right now.
Okay, EKG, ECG.
Oh, it's an ECG. Okay, that's different.
I don't know how they're different.
They are different.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference is.
An electrocardiogram, which is ECG.
Right.
And I don't know what EKG stands for.
It is an it is the same thing.
Oh.
Also called an ECG.
Also called an EKG.
Interesting.
I did not
We
know.
learned something new. Googling information live on the internet. So if it's the same thing, then I have to resort back to the previous position. If we already have one of these, I'm wondering, does he have like a different idea for what an ECG on your wrist would be? I don't really understand.
For those wanting a EKG on your wrist right now, you can go to your local Apple or whatever and get a Series 4 watch for, I don't know if you get the 44 millimeter, you spend about $430. $430.
I don't know.
$430. I mean, if you have a heart problem, it's probably worth it.
Okay.
Plus, I mean,
fair enough. You could probably also, if not write it off, but get it subsidized by insurance and stuff.
And plus, it's not just an EKG.
Right.
I mean, there's
right.
so many other things,
right.
and the majority of old people probably use iPhones.
I mean, why not?
That's a true statement.
Frankly, they're pretty easy to use. I get why they would do it.
Okay.
Number 9, sanitation without sewers.
A self-contained toilet that could tackle disease and unpleasant living conditions in much of the developing world.
Okay.
So
Self-contained toilet.
well, they make toilets that. What's the stuff?
Composting toilets?
Composting toilets.
Yeah,
They do.
I'm with
I'm
you.
assuming it's something similar.
I would imagine, but I guess where I'm curious about that is that's a technology that already exists. It's not even necessarily a technology as much as a technique. There is some technology involved in it, sure. So if he's calling this technological breakthroughs that will change the world in 2019,
Yep.
what's the implication behind that? Like, is there
What's
some
the additional?
Yeah. Is there something else that's going to enable it to be done cheaper, faster, more effectively, more efficiently? Is it going to wipe for you? Like, how? I don't understand.
Well, yeah, what do you do with the toilet paper?
Biodegradable toilet paper.
Well, no, I get that, but like
Use pine cones. Like
pine cone,
like I don't know. Don't use a pine cone.
Q-pine,
He said
Q-pine.
Smooth talking AI assistants, new advances in natural language processing that make digital assistants capable of greater autonomy. Now this, I have no doubt is coming.
Well, yeah, I would be surprised if we didn't see it. I don't know if there's some type of May event.
Yeah.
May
right?
I-O.
Yeah.
That rhymes with Hoogle. Something like that. You'll probably
Sure.
see the double down on. Look, they're doubling down on the assistant now. Everyone's doubling down on AI.
Right,
And the Google Assistant is far and away the winner. Now,
Agreed.
It would be funny if he said smooth talking Cortana. No, that's like a 2021 thing.
Yeah. I mean, so if you want to impress me with the assistants, it's how about you make even it doesn't even have to be more powerful than the existing ones. Make it just as powerful or almost as powerful, but using less data.
I haven't tried to do the Google Duplex yet, but
Yeah.
I use the screen call
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, no question.
So the smooth talking assistant thing, it's literally just a matter of time. And to your point,
Yeah.
if you make them all as good as now, like at the rate at which they're progressing,
Yeah.
they're gonna get really good, really, really fast.
Yeah.
Because with Google Duplex, they're there.
Yeah.
They already have smooth talking AI.
Sure.
Because they're booking appointments for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I should totally try to book an appointment.
The Duplex demo that they did last year
Yeah.
is...
That's live for us right
it's
now, you know that.
literally straight out of science fiction. Like, that is a thing that if it were in a movie, you would be like, yeah, that'd be really cool if that was actually real. And it is. Like,
It
it's
is
a
very
real
real.
thing.
Yeah.
It's almost terrifying that it's real.
We should try to like after the show,
Yeah.
not live on air,
Yeah.
go through and see if I can get Duplex to do a thing. It's live. Like, it can happen right now on my phone.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I just never tried it because I never had to book an appointment.
Yeah.
Like, I would never book an appointment.
I'm
But they're saying
interested-
you can literally say, book me a table at this place, and they'll be like, I got you, fam. They don't
But
say
it's
that.
all restaurant stuff, right? You
Yeah,
can't-
it's restaurant, hair appointments.
But still, point being though, it's a limited selection of places that you can leverage Duplex for.
Yes.
So
it's
interesting.
typically for booking appointments.
Interesting that implies that there's basically a model to the conversation that they're trying to map against. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, because anytime you're trying to book book a table, there's
There's a nuance,
rules.
there's a
There's
process.
rules to that conversation
Yeah.
where there's like an expectation of information that they need, information they're going to provide, information that I would have to provide to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, boy, that's really interesting.
We're going to try after this.
Okay.
Because I just want to know.
Yeah.
Larry,
Yeah, that's the last of them, man.
Larry brings up, I want a deep fake Barack Obama or a Samuel L. Jackson assistant. There was allegedly supposed to be a John Legend assistant that I've never seen.
I've seen the John Legend, like for a brief time, there was like a way that you could interact with and get him to say like a couple of lines, but I think it was mostly like a promo event thing. It wasn't a full on like use his voice as your assistant type of thing.
There is a Shake Shack.
Say more.
Wait, I put in Shake Shack, but they're like, Steak and Shake. I was like, that's not what I want! I want a Shake Shack, because there's one that's like literally 3.9 miles from us. And
Wait,
I was like,
really?
Yeah, but I was
There's
like,
one
no.
coming to Easton.
Yeah, there's one coming to it. There's a Shake Shack coming, but when I looked it up, it's like, "Oh, you want Steak and Shake?" I was like, "No,
No.
that is not what I typed into Google.
Those are not the same thing.
They're not the same thing. When they're expected to open in early 19.
Okay. I mean,
At
look,
Easton Shake Shack.
maybe we'll record a video from there or something because I will totally go to that and at
Let's
least
do
try
it.
it out.
I kind of want to know if I can.
I'll eat
Can
a
I go
burger.
there? I'll go there right now.
I
would, too.
Mobile World Congress just recently happened.
Do we want to talk about it since we've been on for an hour?
Yeah,
I'm asking.
We'll bang through some of these.
Okay,
It's not
go
going to
for
take
it.
too long. So instead of kind of covering what everyone else is talking about, which is basically some of the Samsung events, you can go out and find a bunch of people's reaction to the Samsung events. The big things that have happened at Mobile World Congress, which also includes things that happened roundabouts the time we did the show last week too. This is very clearly going to be the year of foldable phones.
Overrated.
Samsung has talked about one. They are releasing the Samsung Galaxy Fold for $1,900.
And that's not
No.
even the most expensive one.
Nor is it even the best one. Surprisingly enough, Samsung, with their attention to detail and their premium tier everything, it's not even the best one.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Yeah,
Because I don't think I agree with that.
really.
Yeah.
Oh, no question. Look at the design on the
Huawei?
Huawei
The
is
Mate-
way better.
The Mate X.
Yeah.
Not 10. It's actually pronounced X.
Of course it is.
I looked that up.
Thank you, Huawei and Apple, for being
Yeah.
consistent. Anyway, the Mate is a way better design. It looks way better.
The crease in the middle.
And there's also, what was the third one?
The crease in the middle looks like trash on the Huawei compared to the Fold.
I'll give you
Awful.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Because
I'll
when
give you
you
that one.
when you unfold it,
Yeah.
it looks like a wavy mess.
For sure. Now, the thing that I have with the Samsung one is you can see like the hinge structure on the underside like poking up through the screen. Not poking through it, but distorting the screen. It is not a flat curve.
Yeah,
or
unless you
anything that.
unless you latch it. Like if
Yeah.
it's just got the slightest
Yeah.
twist to it, you can see it pushing against the screen. Like you have to almost go like this.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't like that either. But I really don't like the wavy, the waves
Yeah.
of the Huawei would bother me way more.
I think the waves the waves are particularly noticeable, much like the Samsung, if you don't have it folded all the way open.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, frankly, that's a design choice that they're making with these foldable phones, and I'm interested to see how they're going to handle, because by nature of it being a flexible screen implies that it's not always going to open in the exact way you want it to. So there's going to be some give. It's going to move. It's going to bend. It's going to be pushed out of the way by whatever innards are underneath it. That is dumb.
I agree. I think foldable phones is stupid. Oh, the Razor's coming back though.
The Razer is coming back
How
as
are
a
you
foldable
at-
phone.
As a foldable phone.
Yes.
It's coming back as a foldable phone. And it's going to be a flip up. It's going to look like the original Razor, but flip up.
Now that I think is an interesting avenue to explore. Instead of making a smartphone that's twice as wide, making a smartphone that's half as tall. That's a different story. If I could have a flip phone again where, hey, I don't have to worry about the screen
Scratching itself
or accidentally bumping. Like the number of times that I pulled my phone out of my pocket and accidentally answered a call or declined a call or something. That's a use case that I'm extremely interested in. Clamshell, it closes up, I open it up, and now I get a standard size
You can get
smartphone.
that now though.
But foldable phone, where it's all one, pretty seamless, you don't have the hinge in the middle.
No.
You can't get that now.
No, you can't get
That's-
that now.
that's
but you
what I'm
can
talking
get a
about with the Razr.
foldable smartphone.
For sure. But I want that, if I could have
You want the
this,
screen real estate.
the screen real estate, but then being able to just fold it right in half.
Why?
Because I think it would be interesting. I think that is the use case for a foldable phone that I think makes way more sense than I've got a smartphone and now I have double a smartphone.
I think, and we argued about this.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't just
Did you just shut it off?
No, I don't
Because we're
think so.
still out
Good.
here.
Okay.
You were arguing with me about this. I think make a foldable tablet. That's a big deal.
that is okay. I don't agree with you in any way, shape, or form because
Foldable tablet.
But the thing is, the Samsung Galaxy Fold, the Huawei phone, and there's another one that I just thought of too. We'll talk about that one in a second. All of these phones, when you unfold them, they're tablets. They are the size of a tablet. So you're merging these two product concepts together. It's a phone that unfolds into a tablet, and you want a tablet that folds up to the size of a phone.
Yeah, I'm saying
It's the same thing.
Yeah, don't market it as a phone.
That's marketing.
Don't market it as a phone.
Okay.
Market it as a tablet
That can make phone calls.
that can fold into the size of a phone.
Okay.
You can have a tablet in your pocket,
Yes.
the current size of your cell phone,
Cool. Now,
not a phone that folds out into a tablet.
but look at it from a marketing perspective. How do tablets sell right now? They
Like
don't.
trash.
They sell like trash. No company in their right mind is going to go into this brand new technology and pitch it in an area that is not moving numbers. Everyone is going to say phones are selling. This is a phone that unfolds into a tablet.
it's
rather
the
than
price
the other way
point
around.
though that you run into the problem. It's like
The same thing applies though.
but you can't say like I have a $1,900 phone, and you're like,
But a $1,900 tablet sells you?
It's better than a $1,900 phone.
It's a
I'm
luxury.
way more like okay, hang on a second. Like
This coming from the
1900.
man that doesn't like tablets.
Like I don't like tablets. So this is what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
I think that's a much better avenue because you're gonna say I'm a guy that went with the red camera phone thing that they had. It was
Yeah.
like $1,300 is not a problem, and I said that.
Yes.
I have said that, and I stand by that statement.
Yes.
I have a much easier time, me as a tablet hater,
Yes.
saying I would be, if I were in the business for it,
Yes.
I would be way more inclined to spend $1,900 on a tablet than I would be spending $1,900 on a phone. That is just me. That is my brain. That is the way that I operate.
That's pure psychology of the sale.
It
though. Like,
absolutely. Most of marketing is psychology.
but that's exactly what I'm saying. Is it doesn't change the product at all. But I just cannot believe.
I can't. In my head, I can't wrap my current brain.
Gotcha. You can't
around-
rationalize it.
I cannot rationalize spending $2,000 on a phone. But if I can go,
get you.
hang on a second.
Yeah.
If I can go, okay, I get my phone, which
Yeah.
I normally spend $1,000 on, and I can spend $1,000 on a tablet. Now I have both.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a different story in my brain. I'm like, well, now I'm getting 2 for 1. I'm not getting just a $1,000 phone. I'm getting a $1,900 phone and a tablet. If I were in the market for that, that's
okay.
not my thing.
Yeah.
It goes back to the exact same comment that I made with Red. I go, if you tell me that I can get Red quality videography and cinematography and photography,
I roll here.
right, out of a $1,300 Red camera,
Sure.
I am going to hands down buy that. But that didn't happen.
I hear what you're saying, but you were gonna buy it not for the phone. You were gonna buy it for the camera. You were gonna buy it because it was a red camera.
I was going to buy it because it was a Red camera, so I don't have to spend $1,000 on a phone and $1,000 on a DSLR. I can save
For sure.
$700. But if I'm going out and buying an iPad Pro with the highest level
Yeah.
specs and $1,000, $1,100 phone, and I can go, okay, wait a minute, I can save a little bit of cash
Yeah.
and get the same horsepower out of the thing.
Yeah.
Then I can have a conversation about it.
So we had a conversation. We're cheating a little bit because we had a conversation about this earlier in the week, and
I didn't have any of the things that I'm bringing up, by the way.
no. You're coming correct with this argument.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
But I got to default back to my other argument, which is if you're trying to rationalize this as getting a 2 for 1, I would argue that you're barely getting a 1.5 for 1 because you're getting a phone that is it's let's skip design and aesthetics for right now, right? You're getting a phone that is functional and you're getting a tablet that is neutered. You're not getting the same amount of horsepower that you're getting out of an iPad Pro.
I could definitely, and so I will agree with you there.
Yeah.
So that's where the sticking point is for me. I need the horsepower of a $1,000 tablet,
Yeah.
and I'm not getting that.
For sure not.
And like I'm already telling you, I'm willing
Yeah.
to spend $1,000 on a phone because I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. I will probably still continue to do it, right, wrong, or indifferent. So the $1,000 for the phone, got it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to tell me that I can do other things, because there are apps right now that we could be using to
Yeah.
edit video.
Yeah.
I think it's like Luma Pro or something like that. As a matter of fact, I believe that Travis McPeef does only edit on a tablet for all of his videos. I'm almost positive of that. So if you
on an iPad, I can agree with you.
right, but I think they have an Android app. I think I have.
Okay.
it. But the point is like if you're telling me I can do all of that work, I can do the whole shebang. I don't think that the current instances of those foldable phones can do that. But if I could do the whole shebang, all of that, where I could record, have a phone, edit, and post a video in one single device, that is a game changer for me. And for me, I don't think it's there. I think they're overrated by a bunch.
That we are absolutely on the same.
But I also hate tablets.
And that is what surprises me the most about you wanting the marketing to be flipped around to where it's a tablet that is a phone.
Make me want a tablet. Right now, what I need is in a MacBook Pro. But if you give me what I need in a tablet form, I'll take it.
So from your perspective, it's more about it isn't just the marketing. What you want is you figure out how to make a tablet that folds down into a reasonable size and throw a phone in it. You're about give me the horsepower which comes from that size, figure out how to make it fold down so I can put it in a pocket, and then just throw a phone on top of that and you're happy, as opposed to figuring out how to make a phone double its screen real estate.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, I want give me the horsepower of an actual like iPad Pro.
Yeah.
I always default back to the iPad Pro because pretty much everybody uses one. But the point is,
they're dope. They really are.
They really freaking dope. Like
yeah.
So give me the horsepower of an iPad Pro, and then fold it down into the size of a phone like this.
Yeah.
And I'll carry it every day with me. Every day I would carry it. The only problem is then you get into the size specs of an iPad Pro, like the big iPad Pro.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fold that down at all. The best you would fold that down into is an iPad Mini.
And it's a monster under the hood too.
It's absolutely monster under the hood.
So battery life alone, I don't know how you pack that into a foldable form.
Like I haven't figured that all out, but quite honestly, they've done so much with tech anyway. Like we're getting to the point where we're folding screens and stuff like that. I can only imagine it's a matter of time before everything else goes like this.
Yes. So
there's a diminishing returns. I get it, and eventually you're gonna have to you've got to figure out how to get the heat off of things.
That's the big one. And then the other one is battery power. We just don't have, the technology for battery power is still, 20, 30 years behind, where all of the density of processing, the density of memory, density of storage has all gone hockey stick style.
Yeah.
Battery technology really hasn't. It's good, it's getting better, but it's getting better at a far slower rate than how quickly we're increasing our need for that power.
I almost wonder if it's a situation where you could have the horsepower there.
Yeah.
But you can't access it or you can't use it unless it has a dedicated source. I couldn't do that.
I can't imagine that being a product.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can only use 50% of the horsepower that you have, but if you plug it in and you use our super quick turbocharged whatever buzzword thing you want to do, you unlock the full potential of the power, which currently this is the specs of power.
Okay, so there's an interesting tie-in to this conversation about power. Have you seen the Energizer phones?
Holy crap! The thing is a brick!
There's two of them.
There's two?
There are two phones that Energizer has announced. One of them, the brick, I'm glad that you saw it. It is the PowerMax P18K Pop. So first of all, let's talk about how terrible of a name that is.
Why would you do...
Phone that has an 18,000 milliamp hour battery.
Why?
In case you don't understand how big that is, even big phones like this are 3,400, 3,800. I don't even think...
That is a thick phone.
It is literally an inch thick. It is it's a murder weapon that runs Android Pie. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy big.
According to trusted reviews, the PowerMax PowerMax P18K Pop can play video for up to 48 hours straight. Or 50 days standby.
50 days you could leave this phone on, not use it, just leave it on, but the screen powered off, just leave it sitting over there for 50 days. 2 months.
90 hours of calls. 90 hours of calls. You could be on a call. Hey, what's up, hon? Oh, yeah, cool. All right,
No.
I'm just going to sit you down there.
No, let's be real. We've both had conference calls that feel like they're about 90 hours long. Let's be real about it.
I feel you, but 90 hours, 24, 48, okay, 48, and another 24 is, I don't math, but we're getting close to 90 days, 90 hours, and 100 hours of music playback. 100 hours.
That's insane.
What, man. What are you trying to do? What's the point?
Is my thing. I mean, other than
How
just
much are
having, other than I haven't seen the price on them yet, but other than having a phone, just almost bragging rights, like how long can we make a phone last? Because that is traditionally a lot of people's complaints is like, hey, it's cool that you're coming out with all this fanciness with your phones and stuff, but y'all need to make a battery that lasts.
Oh, a full battery charge reportedly
Yep.
takes 8 hours.
Straight. And that's we're talking with the high amp stuff, right? If you've got like a 2-3 amp charger,
How hot does that get?
I mean, you're not cramming a bunch of juice through it all at the same time. So
no.
unless they have, I don't know, maybe they have like a real high, I don't know, like a 5 amp charger. Boy, that would be crazy. I don't think they would do that. That would be insane. So that's the first of 2 phones that Energizer announced during MWC. The second phone, which is the other one that kind of ties back into our conversation about foldable phones, yes, that's right. Energizer has also announced they're doing a foldable phone. It is called the PowerMax P8100S foldable phone. Has a 10,000 milliamp hour battery.
That's a little less thick.
However, the way that they're handling the foldable phone is by basically taking 2 phones like this, and it's 2 screens. It's not a flexible screen at all. It's 2 phones, and then in the middle, between the 2 screens, is all of the like ribbon cables and stuff like that, and the hinging mechanisms to allow it to fold. So it's almost like.
I'm looking at it right now.
Do you see what I'm talking about? There?
Yeah.
Like
why
that
would you
weird
do
strip
that?
in the middle.
Why would
I don't
you
know.
do that?
I feel like you're cheating at that point. You're making a foldable phone, technically, but
Well, what's the back part of the screen for then? Like the one I'm looking at is red.
yeah,
That's just the back of the screen?
I have no idea. I have not seen enough either video or product shots of it to know, but I don't get it. I'm interested to see whether or not this thing moves any units whatsoever.
A cool feature is the 2 megapixel dual selfie camera that pops out of the phone's body. I'm sorry, how many megapixels?
Both megapixels. I can capture both megapixels.
How many megapixels? Okay, Energizer also has a prototype called the PowerMax P8100S.
Yes,
Wait, yes,
that's
so
the
that
foldable
one.
phone.
Okay,
Prototype, to be fair.
48 megapixel camera,
Okay.
a front-facing 24 megapixel, 256 of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 10,000 milliamp battery. Like, but I don't get the fold. I don't really understand.
The fold is what doesn't make sense to me.
You're unfolding to see the back of the phone.
Yeah.
Now, I will give the credit there. Unfolding it to where I can utilize the really nice, nice relative.
Yeah.
The really nice camera.
Sure.
Because the back camera is always going to be better.
Yeah.
So if I can if I could unfold this and utilize the back camera from the Pixel 3 rather than the front one, not that the front one's bad, but if I was, let's say that I'm
I mean, let's be
utilizing,
real, yeah.
like I'm utilizing it to make a vlog.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Totally agree. I mean, there are definitely use cases for it, but I would argue that for every use case that you can come up with, when you sit down and go, okay, but is this an edge case? You're going to have a real hard time justifying the why.
I still don't know the why. I
Yeah.
still don't know why you want to, I don't know why you would want that. But Larry's point, it'd be nice if you went on a long camping trip. Boy, you got that one right.
Let's talk about Larry's other comment. Energize your phone.
Shark,
300 hours of Baby Shark for your toddler.
Baby shark, baby shark.
I read another
Grandma
tweet
shark,
that said in 20 years from now, all of this year, last year's kids that grew up with this song or whatever, they're going to be in the club. There's going to be a remix of that song. It's going to
They're gonna be like,
they're going to
"Oh!"
lose their minds.
Dude, the guy who does the hip hop version is really good.
Yeah,
Is really
it's
good.
annoying how good it is. Andrew asks, can you use it to recharge other phones? Great question. That was kind of my first thought is, if you're telling me that I have a battery bank that also basically has a screen on the front and doubles as a phone, and then I could use that to charge other devices, you might have a niche product there that might be useful. And to kind of combine that with Larry's point as far as going on a long camping trip, that would be a super utilitarian device to have where you've got a built-in power bank plus phone plus, blah, 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 whatever.
I'm not getting
You got something there.
I don't think it does.
I don't think that it does either, because if you look at some of the product shots that I've seen so far, you have just one micro USB on the bottom, and that's all that I've seen so far. So, feels like a tremendous
week's worth of battery on a single charge. A week's worth.
That's insane. But I
Why?
I fundamentally love the idea that Energizer, a battery company, is getting into the idea of, why do we have to continue to go thinner the phones? Like, I personally do not need a phone to be thinner. I'm
I don't
okay with making a phone thicker to have more battery. Like,
I am
that's
too.
a sacrifice I'm totally willing to make.
But the problem is companies will not go thinner to get more battery. They go thinner to put more specs in, which, by the way, takes more battery.
Takes more battery, yeah.
Yeah. Like they want to do more like processing power, more
Sure.
horsepower, which, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
But write better software.
Yeah.
Give me more battery.
What'll be interesting, okay, so first of all, write better software. I'm with you, but processing power is cheap, and the last thing, one of the last things that these companies are optimizing for is battery power. I mean, it's just just really not happening. But what would be really interesting is if we see the Energizer Giganto murder weapon that runs Android Pie. If that thing moves numbers, like if that thing actually moves units, I'll be interested to see how many other phone companies go, oh, people want battery life. Interesting.
Everybody's been complaining about battery
life. No, I get it,
Oh.
but everyone complains about it, but nobody buys them. Like, nobody buys a phone just because it has more battery life.
No, but what ends up happening is the people like Mophie and
Make a killing.
Zero Lemon make killings.
Yes.
Apple doing the same thing. They have that big, stupid looking, external battery case.
Yeah.
People buy it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I get it.
Absolutely. So, the last one that I'll talk about then is HTC also announced the Exodus, which is a blockchain phone.
Look, the blockchain phone thing has been, there's been multiple people trying to take a crack at this.
Right.
So that I've heard about the Exodus. I don't really understand the point. That's where I'm struggling.
Nor do I.
Like-
Even in trying to read a little bit about it, I still
Yeah.
don't really get what is the tie-in? What's the pitch for why we need a blockchain phone other than
They want to use it as a wallet.
fair?
That's the first point, and I think really the only point that I see that this thing makes sense.
But if that's the case, y'all kind of missed the train on that one. Unless you're thinking that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency markets are going to make a comeback, which I know that you're hoping for. Ripple.
What's the current cost? current value of Ripple?
It's not good. I'm sure it's not good.
I don't know if I want to know.
Do you actually want to know?
God,
Probably not.
Jesus H. Christ.
So that good.
31 cents.
Whew. What did you buy it at?
Let's not talk about that, Greg. A lot more than that.
So, I'm interested.
I'm hoping I'm one of those stupid idiots that the time comes, they're like, oh, you have Ripple? Yeah, I got Ripple. Okay, log in. And I'll log in and be like, oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I just forget.
Like the dudes that mined Bitcoin really early on and then kind of forgot about it. And they're like, yeah, I think I got some Bitcoins on a hard drive someplace. And they're like, wait, they're worth how much? Okay, let me just retire.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think you should probably hold your breath. I think that's probably a good idea.
All right, fair.
You got anything else?
So I'm trying to look at this Exodus thing.
Other than the idea of it being a Bitcoin wallet or some type of crypto wallet, I don't.
Something to do with.
So
Man, this story is awful.
they call out specifically that they
Jesus.
think that it is HTC Exodus is being marketed as a phone for cryptocurrency enthusiasts. It has a secure enclave that is separate from the operating system and can store private keys.
Okay.
So that is a very important part of cryptocurrency, is having the keys to be able to unlock your wallet and all that kind of jazz. So I get it. I like. We have talked about for a long time being at peak smartphone, and companies are going to have to start getting really inventive with what a smartphone means, because just making it thinner, faster, prettier screen, rounded corners, no bezels, that's going to get you so far. Higher megapixel camera, that's going to get you so far, basically where we're at right now. And then what?
But I'm telling you, battery for me.
I agree with you, but if the technology doesn't exist to improve the battery, now we're seeing companies reach out and try and do other interesting interesting things, making a phone do something that a regular phone doesn't normally do. Because, I mean, think about it, not that long ago, we had phones that they made phone calls, and yeah, you could play a game on it. You could play Snake if you
Snake.
wanted to.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
But I mean, that was the phone. That was it. And then I still remember the first phone that's like, wait. No. It has a web browser in it. I can get like 4 characters wide of a website and log into Facebook.
Oh, cool. Let me do that.
Yeah,
I
you
want
know
a
what I mean?
Facebook account. Facebook's totally going to be around and awesome.
And now, like, your phone has turned into this crazy multifunction device. This is the search for that next multifunction. So the idea, if cryptocurrency blows up and becomes like a major cornerstone of economies all around the world, it makes sense to have that attached to your phone. You already have Apple Pay or Android Pay.
I think what's going to happen is, like, so HTC goes all in on this.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same thing that they did with the Thunderbolt. They're going to be like 3 years too early.
3 years too early or several months too late.
Yeah, and I think they're 3 years too early.
Yeah.
And then they'll screw it up because HTC does that.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be an HTC believer, but I mean, I have an HTC Vive, and their support is awful. The product is pretty good. I like the product, but even
People want the customer experience, man,
they do.
and that's just not, that ain't cutting it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's all I got.
Last thing I'll bring up, I don't know if you ever looked up the iPhone foldable.
I've heard about it.
The early renders of it look fairly interesting. It feels like a very like Steve Jobs inspired view of what a foldable iPhone could look like. And the one render that I saw was basically think of an iPhone, right, propped up like this with the keyboard or another screen folded out like this, and then it's a keyboard. And then it's just kind of propped up like that, and you can see like the camera circle up in the window. Looks gorgeous. I love the idea of, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know that I would necessarily type on a little touch screen like
I
that.
wouldn't do that.
But it's a very like Steve Jobs inspired, clean lines. Everything looks, perfect. It looks like it just works. It's a different design than what we've seen used elsewhere.
It would make sense that they could do something
Sure.
because they get Samsung screens.
Sure. They don't
So,
get
like-
the best screens, but they get Samsung screens.
Correct. So
Yeah.
they get screens enough to where they could do something with it. I don't know if I would fold it down like that, though.
But I like the idea that Apple is at least exploring other uses for it. Like just being creative with how you could interface with a device that has, a screen that can fold up. There's another podcast I was listening to who brought up a great point. What makes foldable phones such a difficult sell is we don't have a science fiction equivalent to map onto that. Like regular phones, flip phones and stuff like that, smartphones even, like there's always been some type of a sci-fi equivalent that's like, think of the communicator from Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the early cell phone type of deal. Or
The Google Assistant is Jarvis.
exactly, like
Yeah.
there's sci-fi tropes that kind of map onto some of the technology that we have now, but there's never really been a device that folds up in the way that we currently have them. I mean, we've seen, in the real far science fiction stuff, you might see like pieces of paper that are computer screens unto themselves that you could like fold up or roll up or something along those lines.
That's dope.
That's super dope. That's a long way away from where we are right now, and not fundamentally the direction that those types of devices are going.
The roll-up screen, though, that's here.
Roll up screen is yes, but it's also cheating because the screen itself rolls up, but it rolls down into a base that's hiding all of the other electronics that's necessary to drive said rollable screen.
Yes.
That's a far cry from being able to have like a piece of paper that you can roll up that is a screen, or fold it into a piece of paper that is a screen.
Dope.
That would be insane.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
We're a long way from that.
We'll get
So
there.
yeah, so the foldable phones thing just doesn't have a sci-fi equivalent, and that's part of the argument for why people think it's neat, but it's not really like the next thing necessarily for most people.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
what
all I
think.
got.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate all of your eyeballs and your words and your keyboard typing and all that nonsense.
Team Scott.
Team Greg, let's be real. Keep an eye out for t-shirt designs. Apparently that's going to be a thing that I'm going to be doing.
I'm not buying them.
That's fair enough.
I get cooler stuff.
Why don't you hit him with your socials? Tell
At
people where to find
Scott
you.
Peachy on the Twitter machine. At the Scott Peachy on Instagram.
And you can find me on Twitter and Twitter only because everything else sucks at Ominous Hominid. You can find all that information down in the description below, along with Scott's Amazon link for buying.
I didn't put it in the description, but just go back and buy phone soap.
You should do that.
Get the poop off of your phone.
I'm not spending $50 on it.
Just use mine.
I probably will. Let's be real. I'm interested enough to try it out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right, that's it. We'll see you all next time.
Deuces.